If you're a female runner over the age of 45 and you've started wondering how much of your slowdown is actually age and how much of it might still be within your control, this is for you. Because most runners reach a point where they notice the same thing. The pace that used to feel natural now takes more effort. The speed that used to come easily feels out of reach. And somewhere in that process, a thought creeps in, well, maybe this is just age. So in this video, I'm going to show you what age actually changes, what it doesn't, and what you can still control to slow the slowdown. Now, the first thing to understand is this. Most female runners think they're slowing down because of age itself. But what's really happening underneath is something much more specific. The biggest change is strength. More specifically, lean muscle mass and the loss thereof. As you move through your 40s and beyond, you naturally start losing muscle. And that matters because speed is built on force. If you don't have the same ability to produce and control force, speed becomes harder to access. But here's what most runners don't realize. Before you even feel weaker, something else changes first. And this is where things start to feel off without you knowing why. It's your neuromuscular connection, which is simply the quality of the signal between your brain and your muscles. Think of it like this. It's like your body sending messages, but the signal isn't as sharp as it used to be. So instead of everything firing cleanly and quickly, it becomes slightly delayed, slightly less precise. And this shows up as perhaps less coordination, less sharpness, or less fluid movements, even if your fitness is still there. So if you've ever felt like, well, I don't feel unfit, I just don't feel as smooth or as quick, this is usually why. And this is exactly why strength training becomes so important. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to actually counter this so you can keep your speed for longer. Resistance training doesn't just build muscle, it improves how your body fires. It sharpens that brain to muscle connection. It helps you recruit more muscle fibers with every single step. And under that same umbrella sits mobility. Because as you get older, your muscles become less elastic, your joints lose range, and your movement becomes more restricted. So now you're not just dealing with less strength, you're dealing with less usable movements. And that combination is what most runners feel as slowing down. Now, once you understand that, the next piece becomes really important. Because this is where most runners unknowingly make things worse. They lose consistency. And this doesn't show up immediately, it shows up over time. Because your heart is also a muscle. And just like any muscle, if you don't use it properly, its capacity starts to decline. As you age, your maximum heart rate naturally comes down, which means your ability to deliver oxygen to your muscles becomes slightly reduced. And here's the key, that decline is not fixed. Think of it like this. If you stop using a muscle, it weakens quickly. If you keep using it, it holds its capacity for longer. That's exactly how your cardiovascular system behaves. So runners who stay consistent, who keep training properly, who avoid long injury breaks see a much slower decline, while runners who stop, start, get injured, lose rhythm will see sharper drops. So the goal is not perfection, it's consistency. Running at the correct pace, using walk breaks when needed, avoiding the long interruptions that reset your fitness. So essentially, the one thing that makes the biggest difference to aging and its negative effects on your running, and this is where most female runners over 45 either win or lose, is strength training. The research is very clear. If you can do 3 strength sessions a week, you can actually start to reverse some of these effects of aging. Now, let's be realistic. 3 is ideal, 2 is still powerful, and 1 is far better than none. So again, this is not about perfection. It's about doing enough consistently. Because what strength training does is it gives your body a reason to hold on to muscle. And without that signal, your body lets it go. If you want help structuring this properly into your week, we've put together a free online masterclass specifically for female runners over 45. We show you exactly how to balance running, strength, and recovery so you can keep improving without breaking down. You can grab your spot in the link below or in the QR code. Now, let's make this whole thing simple. Strength training needs one thing, and that is resistance. And that can start with body weight. It can then progress to using bands and then to using weights. But there has to be a resistance because that's what stimulates change. When you load the muscle, you create small amounts of damage. And then when your body repairs that, it comes back stronger. That's how you maintain muscle. That's how you maintain strength. And that's how you slow the decline. And this doesn't just affect muscle, it affects your bones too. Because bone density also declines as you age, and resistance training is one of the most effective ways to protect it. Bones respond to load, so when you apply force, they adapt and they strengthen. Again, you're not trying to go backwards, you're trying to slow the rate of decline. And the earlier you start, the better your baseline, but it's never too late. If you start now, you immediately improve on the system you're running on. So if we bring this all together, age does matter, but not in the way most runners think. It's not just time passing. It's what happens underneath. That loss of strength, loss of coordination, loss of consistency, and all three of those can be influenced. So the slowdown is real, but how fast you slow down is far more in your control than you think. If this helped, make sure you're subscribed because this is exactly what we focus on. Helping female runners over 45 run stronger for longer. And here's the next problem though. Even if you understand that strength matters, most runners still get this wrong. They either don't do it consistently or they do it in a way that actually makes their running worse. So in the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to fit strength training into your running week so it improves your speed instead of competing with it.